We're in June. We made it to June. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Falls Count Anywhere here on the Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Erik Dunn here, home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. Happy June. Wow. Happy June. We're almost done with the first half of 24. Can you believe it? Time's gone by that quick. Hope everyone's hanging in there. Everyone's doing well. Um, Today's going to be just the usual for this broadcast, the Raw and SmackDown results from Friday and Monday night. I got some Clash of the Castle previews right now. Next week, however, will be the full card because Clash of the Castle is now in 10 days from Glasgow, Scotland. Next Wednesday, the card will be at my disposal with everything on there, and I'll be looking forward to giving that all to you. But just real quick, this broadcast is live every Wednesday at 5 right here on Facebook, YouTube, X, and on Twitch. And then you can follow us afterwards on Red Circle, Amazon, Google, Spotify, TuneIn, and Podbean Podcast. Follow us on our Facebook and our YouTube channels. Buy me a coffee at RI Broadcasting is also how you can help support this. Bits and stars will also help donate more benefits to help this channel out, help out this company and this program. And basically just going through that. Yep. So with all that being said, this broadcast of Falls Count Anywhere is the exclusive property of Erik Dunn Productions, Rodrigo, and Rhode Island Broadcasting, the private use of our audience, and any publication, reuse, or redistribution by anyone is not prohibited and is given express consent to be shared and is greatly appreciated. You know, it's also a very special day too, you know, regarding like this week for all those that are Boston fans, for all those that knows what's going on right now with the Boston Celtics going back to the NBA Finals, and a lot of people think that this could be their last shot at getting redemption and probably their last chance to bring Banner 18. And you know, personally, I just think that with the roster we have and the bench we have a lot of depth and we have a lot of stamina, we have a lot of endurance, we have a lot of experience, and that's the big thing that I think is going to set this team apart. And you know, a lot of the core of this group was around in the 22 finals 2 years ago against Golden State. You know, with Steph Curry and everybody else there on the Warriors, and that same group knows the disappointment that they have when they lost in six, especially when that sixth game was in Boston. So we got to keep that in mind from that sense. But it's definitely going to be a great time for the city of Boston, knowing what's going on. And the big thing is that I think the Celtics are going to hang in there and they're going to do well. And you know, we'll see what happens. But anyway, regarding WWE, let's go right into it with the SmackDown results from Friday night, the last day of May, which was the 31st. And the biggest thing that I am looking at with this is that there was a shocking moment that not only stunned me, but it pissed off a lot of people, especially on the SmackDown broadcast. It pissed off a lot of people, man. They were not happy whatsoever. Because the main problem of that was AJ Styles. AJ Styles pulled a Mark Henry. Do you guys remember 2013 when Mark Henry faked his retirement in order to get a WWE Championship match with John Cena? Yeah. Tell me who's pulling the strings on that one. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, that was just ridiculous. The biggest thing about that was that was the ending of that. However, the big highlight I got from this was Paul Heyman trying to help Kevin Owens, and he begged him to back off the bloodline, even though I don't really call that a bloodline. That's really just thugs. You know what I mean? The bloodline that we know is Reigns and the Usos. That's the bloodline. It's not Solo and these bunch of merry men. It's nowhere close. But the Bloodline, they did defeat the Street Profits, the other version of it. Um, and then the big one was when AJ attacked Cody Rhodes just when everyone thought he was going into retirement, and that made a lot of people very unhappy because the first thing everyone thought of that was AJ pulled a Mark Henry. That was all that he did. AJ Styles pulled a Mark Henry. Like, is there any word? Like, is there anything else to even describe it? AJ pulled a Mark Henry. Some people thought he switched with Cody suit wise too, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? And then I see what happens. I'm like, are you kidding me? Corey Graves, the commentator on SmackDown, one of them, with Wade Barrett. After AJ did the Styles Clash on Cody, jumping off the ring steps, they bleeped this out at the end because they couldn't really put it on Fox. But I heard Corey go, AJ Styles, you son of a bleep. That was probably the first time I heard a heel commentator in WWE actually hate the heel for that. I mean, I don't know how you could even explain that. Like, that was crazy. Like, it stunned me for why AJ would even pull that crap. And how that was even possible, I have no idea. Um, it might set up the rematch with AJ and Cody for Clash of the Castle, but that's not determined right now. I mean, we all know that a lot could happen within the next week or so. So who knows? Maybe with SmackDown on Friday night, we'll get some answers out of that. Um, but the biggest thing that I look at when it comes to the situation is that everything regarding the AJ Cody rivalry could set something else up down the road, and that might be interesting for what happens there. I am, I mean, of course, I'm happy a little bit. I mean, Cody and AJ going at it again. Yeah, I mean, that's good to know, but they could have thought of a different way to do that. AJ faking his retirement, that's the worst thing that you could have done. Now we move on to Raw from this Monday night. Raw belongs to the Judgment Day as Damian Priest makes huge statement. So Liv Morgan and Dirty Dominic Mysterio, that's creating something interesting there. Um, Chad Gable's sneak attack resulted in Maxine Dupree being injured. Braun Breaker defeated Ricochet. That was a squash there. Like, that was a kick-ass thing. Um, Braun Strowman defeated Carlito. Saw that coming. Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill retained their women's tag team titles via disqualification. But Jey Uso has set his sights on winning the Money in the Bank contract. They were saying like Money in the Yeet or Yeet in the Bank, something stupid but funny. Um, and then the ending of that was Dominic Priest and Rey Mysterio. Sorry, Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio. The final order of business for the Judgment Day would have to be handled by the World Heavyweight Champion. Damian Priest wrote a new chapter in his rivalry with Rey as he survived the Ultimate Underdog's aerial fury and somehow kicked out of a 619 and frog splash combo. With a brawl igniting outside of the ring, Priest hit South of Heaven chokeslam for the win, but one problem remained. Drew McIntyre wiped out Judgment Day. Priest reached into his bag of tricks one final time to send McIntyre crashing through the announce table as the night ended. So the ending of Raw was simply just Priest and Ray. Okay, well, that's not a big deal. But now we go to Clash of the Castle. These three matches have been confirmed, and I'm going to put behind this little controversy. Sami Zayn will defend the Intercontinental title with Chad Gable. Gable's contract with WWE expires this weekend. There's a rumor going around that WWE has offered Chad Gable the Intercontinental title if he resigns, which I think is complete BS to me. I'll be previewing that for you on next week's broadcast. Bayley's going to be defending her women's title against Piper Niven, Scotland's own. And then, as of right now, it looks like that the main event is Priest and McIntyre. That is the main event right now. Something that I will also make sure I mention to you regarding Clash at the Castle is simply this. The big question mark right now is what's the card going to look like next week? Because that's going to be a very interesting card. And the biggest concern I have right now when it comes to injuries is this. There is no word right now on Lesnar still. So the main update about Brock is he cannot come back until he's cleared by WWE legal. So until that crap with Vince is fully solved, I don't think we're seeing Brock for a while at least. And that's a damn shame, but I mean, that's the way it is. But I will say though, however, that a lot of people do miss Brock. And here's how I know that. Kevin Owens' segment with Paul Heyman mentioned Brock. And I think a lot of people not only do miss Brock, but they want him back. And I'm one of those people. Like, I want Brock to come back to WWE because we all know he's got one more run left in him. And we also know this, that everything was set up in stone for him to face Gunther at WrestleMania before all this crap went down. If none of that happened, Lesnar would probably still be here. It's just stupid. It's stupid. But Randy, on the other hand, Orton, Randy right now is nursing a little bit of an injury. There's still no saying on when he's going to come back right now, but they're saying that he will be back soon. Seth Rollins right now is in rehab, but he's doing very well apparently. I'm excited for when we see Seth back to see what happens with him. But I think all of this right now is just setting up CM Punk and McIntyre. I mean, Money in the Bank is next month in Toronto. We all know that they got to make the right calls with this. The reason why I am excited in a way with this is that if Jey Uso is going to be one of the contenders for Money in the Bank, that is a big deal. I'm hoping that for next week, all the pieces will come together. We're on SmackDown, Clash of the Castle. I'm going to have the card with you. I'll give you the full breakdown, and we'll cross the bridge. But I mean, I am pretty excited about it. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's pretty cool. And I think that the biggest thing for WWE is they just keep the momentum that they have and they keep pushing with it. And as long as they are able to push with it and stick with it, I think that they're going to be good. They have some good things happening, and that's something else that I've been very happy about. With WWE is that there are good things happening. They just gotta just put the foot on the gas and just not let off. Because the problem with them is, you know, in order for them to not let off, they have to keep pushing on it. And the biggest thing for WWE is we don't know much right now until we get to Clash of the Castle, but the biggest thing right now is next week, hopefully the pieces are going to fall into place and that everything is going to be a little bit easier in a way, you know what I mean? Like a little bit easier. That's something else that I was trying to tell you guys too is this will get easier for WWE if they can figure all this out. I think that they will. I think there's no reason why they can't. Um, you know what I mean? Like I personally I'm excited for what WWE could do with this, and we'll have to wait and see. But all signs right now point to them getting this card filled up and going from there. So, guys, next week's broadcast. I'm sorry this was a short one, but there isn't really much information I can give you just based off Raw and SmackDown. Just some highlights and Clash of the Castle. But next week, Clash of the Castle, the full card will be ready to go. I'll give it all to you guys, my predictions, and maybe even some updates on some other people, and we'll go from there. So, guys, that being said, thank you so much for joining me here. On behalf of Rodrigo, the man behind the scenes, the creator of Rhode Island Broadcasting, this is Erik Dunn saying so long and thank you from my home in Bridgewater, Massachusetts. This has been a presentation of Falls Count Anywhere around Rhode Island Broadcasting Network. Next week, guys, we'll be 72 hours away. Looking forward to it. Write down the card for you. Get you guys ready to go. Thank you all so much for watching and for listening.